everybody. It's Debbie Cowan with Closing Connections with me, and I have my new dear friend, Nicholas Josey, with us from Homerun Realty. So thanks for coming in today. I'm happy to see you again.
Absolutely happy to see you as well.
So, one of the things that we do here with the video is we just want to, kind of promote you as not just a real estate agent, but as a person too. So I know that you grew up here in Ocala, so you have a lot of people that already know you.
Yes, ma'am.
But there's a lot of people moving into Ocala too. So I like to share some things about you that maybe people don't know.
All
Is
right.
that okay?
That's fine.
Hey,
Absolutely.
okay. So I know you're a great realtor and you're so busy. I'm so excited for you. And what got you into real estate?
Actually, I would say my wife, because she was about to graduate with her master's degree,
And
and
what is she doing
she works at Advent Health
as
and HR.
in HR?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. I remember that.
Yep. So she was about to graduate with her master's degree, and I was working a 9 to 5. And I couldn't picture myself being there the rest of my life. So it's like, what do I love doing? I thought about when we were looking for a house, and I love looking at houses.
Hmm.
So I told myself, why not become a realtor and help people look for houses, help them make their dreams come true, and I'm doing what I love. So that's why I became a realtor.
And no one like in your family or anything had sold real estate or anything before, so you just kind of jumped in it with faith and decided that this was something that you could do.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, you are one of the ones I see so much on social media and all the business that you're doing. You know, a lot of people get into real estate, but they
Hmm.
don't, do the jump start that I see you do. And I know it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah. I feel like if I can tell anybody, if your dreams don't scare the mess out of you, then you're not dreaming big enough.
I love that.
And I know one thing, I may not have the most knowledge as far as being a realtor, but I can say one thing, you're gonna have to work 10 times harder than me because I would not let nobody outwork me.
I don't think and I know that about you, and I can see that almost on a daily basis. And your T-shirt here, Mr. Why Rent When You Can Buy,
Yeah.
is that your niche?
Uh, yeah, it was crazy how that came about. I had a friend of mine. I think I made it on. I just came put it on a post like why rent when you can
Right.
buy, and then he seen me. He was like, "Hey, it's Mister Why rent when you can
I love
buy,"
that.
and a light bulb just went off in my head, and I've ran with it since.
And I know that that's your mantra and all that, but is your niche working with first time home buyers, or are you kind of across the board?
I feel like I'm across the board. A lot of my buyers are first time home buyers, um, and I just love to help them make their dreams come true. And one thing, sometimes you have to walk with them because they're
Hmm.
trying to get everything in their first home. But a lot of times, people you have to help them realize that this is your first home, not your dream home, not your forever home.
And I'm so glad that you say that because that is the challenge that I have on the lending side as well, is letting them know, the average person staying in a house is 5 to 7 years,
Hmm.
and you have so many life changes in your life, whether you start having a family or you're downsizing, but there's always some reason that you may or may not. But the first time home buyers, it's so hard for them to understand that they need to start somewhere,
Hmm.
but it's never going to be the permanent one. And so I have the same challenges. But as long as you can walk them through it and they can look at these houses and go, oh, okay, it's not going to be my forever home. But being able to do that generational wealth and getting them
Absolutely.
started is, and I love that you do so much work with the first time home buyers because that takes a lot of patience, takes a lot of hand holding, and then a lot of work trying to find something that, from an affordability standpoint, they can get into as well, especially in our market.
Absolutely.
So I know you grew up in Ocala,
Yes, ma'am.
so you know everybody, you know
I
everything.
know a lot, quite
Yeah,
quite
you
a few
do.
people.
How have you seen Ocala change since the last couple of years with how you knew it growing up?
Well, I know when I grew up right here on 200, where they have Sky Zone, that
Hmm.
used to be Winn-Dixie and Walmart, and that was the only Winn-Dixie and Walmart in Marion County.
It's
So you
nothing.
had to drive miles and miles. Now they have, Lord, what,
Yeah,
4 or 5 WalMarts and
yeah, on every other
couple,
corner.
yeah,
Hmm.
and But as far as how it's grown tremendously. I know a lot of people talk about the market crashing and this and that. I can't speak for the rest of the country, but I know the state of Florida is still booming, especially Marion County. We have the World Equestrian Center
Yep.
here, and just
Yeah. What do you think's driving all the? Because you're right. We have so many people coming in from out of state,
hmm
and they're still influxing in, so they're still coming. And I know we have the World Equestrian Center, and we're the horse capital. But what do you think is still driving? Because we don't have the um, industry. We don't have a lot of that other than something to do with the, the horses or
yeah,
whatever.
I would say pay attention to your surroundings. It's kind of going to the meetings and know what's happening in your
Hmm.
community. If you look around, they're building gas stations on every corner.
Yeah,
They
and
have,
car washes.
yeah, car washes.
Yep.
They're building a lot of warehouses, so you know
Hmm.
the business is coming. I
That's a great point. That's a really good
Yeah, so
point.
it's just paying attention to your surroundings. I know I read something. I want to say about a year ago in Marion County alone, they have to build at least 25,000 houses over the next 5 years in order to keep up with the demand that Marion County is growing.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I see so many new developments coming up. I mean, I'm starting to see land development for builders and stuff in places I would have never guessed they would be. And so they have to do that. So, and I love that you brought up the fact that there are big companies coming in
hmm
to the area with the factories and so forth because um, that's the one thing that does really give you an idea of what's happening with the market. So yeah, if they're coming, then but I think there's other things that are driving people here. Obviously, we have a beautiful city here and
hmm
everything. And I think we're so centrally located that when people are thinking about where they're going to be, this seems to be a good spot for them too. But you must have just seen wild changes over the last
Yeah,
10
absolutely.
years, especially. I know when I moved here, back here, because I lived here in the 80s and then I went to St. Pete. When I moved back in 2010, I couldn't believe how much 200 had changed just with, Heathbrook and all the Dillard's shopping centers and all that. And I just couldn't believe this was Ocala. It was crazy. But so I know real estate's your thing. I know that's everything that drives you, but you're also a really good family man too. I remember we had that conversation how
Yeah,
you take
absolutely.
and how many brothers and sisters do you have?
Um, on my mom's side, I have two brothers and a sister. Actually, it's a set of twins, Adiel and Angelica. And then I also have, but they're like my kids.
Yep.
My wife's oldest sister, I have Pedro, Alicia, and Deja. So me and my wife have been together actually June 18th to be 19
Oh,
years,
God
and we
bless.
pretty much raised them. We don't have any kids ourselves, but we you can say we raised six
Yeah.
kids.
Well, that's what I remember when we had our lunch talking about because on top of everything else, you also have very high involvement in with the kids, and that tells me a lot too. So, what are they? Because they're older right now.
Yeah, they're in the late 20s, mid 20s,
Okay.
late 20s.
So, what are they doing now, or what do they want to get into? They want to do real estate.
Um, I can't say that they want to do real estate. Obviously, if they want to, I would obviously take them by the hand and guide them through it and help
Mm-hmm.
them. But they're all doing their own thing. Actually, my niece Deja, I sold her first home. Actually, we
Aw.
found the land on Rainbow Lake Estates, acre of land, getting
Mm-hmm.
a house, brand new house built by Wetland Construction.
Oh, nice. So speaking of which, so Home Run also has the construction division, right? Wetland Construction. They
Uh,
are affiliated, or
they are, so basically my broker. He also co-owns Wetland Construction.
okay. So you have the builder side of the business as well, and
Hmm.
I know you were talking a little bit about because I see you on Facebook so much, but you do a lot of new construction. So are you in with some builders in the area or?
Yeah, I deal with wetland construction and also 3 or 4 other smaller builders, but also I've sold Adams Homes, D.R.
Yep.
Horton, all the.
So you're anything and everything, but you do seem to do a lot of new construction, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And now that you've got an open house coming this Saturday, where was that at again?
Irish Acres.
Irish Acres.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And do you want to tell the address and the time? Do you know it?
Honestly, the address, I don't know if right off the top of my
That's
head,
right.
but it is in Irish Acres. If you come out there this Saturday from 11 to 3 p.m., I will be there. Also, I'm gonna have a lender on hand and a lot of other things. We're gonna have food, drinks. Please come out. You also have a opportunity to win a $25 gift certificate to Texas Roadhouse.
Oh,
So,
okay. All right. Tell me about Bisnick.
Bisnet.
Tell me
Uh huh.
about it.
Also, Bisnet is owned by one of my dear friends, Woodley O'Reilly's.
Okay.
So, but you're referring about T, correct? TE, Total Event Experience.
Yes, I'm
All right.
sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
So,
Now, are you affiliated with Bisnick or no?
yeah, Woodley's done some production for me. And then also like
Okay.
he's a dear. I could say he's a brother.
That's right, because I got that confused with the one that you had that you're a partner with.
Yeah, so me, Woodley O'Reilly's, my cousin Dewan Thomas, and my other brother John Collins, we all came together, sat down, we had a meeting, and we came up with a T,
And
t-
what and
total event experience.
right. And what is that? What do you do with that?
So basically, it's just a business network platform.
Hmm.
We host business mixers and everything to kind of get to brand, pretty much get your name out there in the community,
So it's for
mix and mingle.
everybody, not just
It's
real
yeah,
estate,
any
all
type,
businesses.
all type of businesses.
Okay. And when do they normally have them?
We have it the second Thursday of every month from 5:30 to 8,
So
and then the location varies depending on where we're having
okay.
it.
So you're having one tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then, like I said, it's just a networking event. So
Hmm.
it's open to the public and all that.
Yeah, and I also encourage any people that's looking to get into real estate or starting their own business, entrepreneurs. Y'all come out, pick brains, network. It's the same. Your network is your network. So absolutely come out support.
And so it's once a month,
Yes,
second
ma'am.
second Thursday of every month. How do you market that? I mean, how do you get the information out? Is it on Facebook?
It's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Okay, but you do advertise like where it's going to be and all that.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know why I haven't seen that. I have to go in there and figure
And
out.
also, well, we all, not me, Woodley, John, and the one we all also share send out invites.
Okay, okay. Well, send me an invite.
You didn't? I didn't get. You didn't get one?
No, sir. No,
I
sir. I
well, I
did not.
apologize, but I I formally invite you in person. How
Well,
about
thank
that?
you. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to make this one. I'll try it. But so you guys created this just to offer another opportunity for people to get together and learn from each other, or share best practices, or
Yeah, so like me and Dewan, we did a couple of business mixes a couple of times, and then actually that's how I met John and Woodley. But then we also went out of town to a couple of the other bigger cities, Orlando, and went to some of the business mixes and stuff. Shout out to Nelly and Lawrence Martin in Orlando. And we just kind of like we need to do something like this for Ocala because
mhm. Now
Ocala is an up and coming city.
is the name out there with other cities, or is this the total event? Is that y'all's?
What do you mean?
Is that an event that is taking place in other cities or no?
Yeah, absolutely. If we had the opportunity to go to Orlando or Tampa, Jacksonville, Miami,
Okay,
you know,
you
we
could.
yeah, sign us up. We'll
Okay,
do it.
okay, all right. And so tonight's is at Ocala.
Ocala really to word right
Okay,
on 27th Avenue next to Hooters.
okay, and let's see. So I'm trying to figure out how I can make that happen because I want to go to one for sure. And I think I've covered everything about the real estate side of everything. And Ocala, I know that you're married to a very wonderful woman that you praise all the time.
Yeah,
And I also know that you give thanks to God for all the blessings.
absolutely.
And I'm sure that's why you are favored so much too. So, but your wife is your biggest support.
Yeah, she's my rock. She helps me through all the ups and downs and
Pushes.
push. Yeah, actually, we push each other. That's
Yep.
one thing. Like I was kind of mentioning about me getting into real estate. It's kind of like when you find your significant other, you want to inspire each other, push each other to build
Hmm.
that empire.
Well, you're building it. And, I said to you when we went to lunch that time, I want to meet her because I can see she's a big inspiration
Absolutely.
for you. So anything that if you were talking to a brand new agent coming in, what would you tell them about this business?
It's hard, but if it was easy, everybody would do it. And in life, you hit adversity and you got to keep pushing through, and the reward on the other side is endless. You can make all your dreams come true.
Yeah, and because of what kind of service industry that we're in, when we're doing either selling real estate or lending, it is a people relationship type business. Do you find that that is a big factor to your success? Because I know, just getting to know you personally, I can tell that you value relationships and stuff like that.
Absolutely. It's kind of go to your network. I know me personally, I I take a shot at every chance I get as far as real estate. What's crazy is like my wife kind of put her head down, laughing and shaking because we was let's say it was a couple weeks ago. We was at Bazzano's right next to Publix on 200, and
Yeah.
we were having dinner. And I heard the couple behind me they were had mentioned about a realtor and something about Zillow and stuff. And I said, "Excuse me." I said, "Pardon to interrupt your conversation. You said something about the realtor, and they had mentioned like realtor." Yeah, so I gave them my contact information. They reached out to me, so I'm helping them look for a home now. And he's a
Look at that.
veteran.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
See, I mean, and that's the biggest mistake I find people not doing in real estate is promoting themselves
Hmm.
and meeting people wherever you go. Nobody's a stranger in our business,
Yeah. Don't be a secret agent.
Don't, oh, I like that too. Yeah, I like that very much. So, um, what when in all the times that, well, with all the work that you do, and I know your days are full, what do you like to do? What are some of the hobbies that you have?
Um, I
Do
love
you have
fishing.
you love
I love
fishing?
fishing.
Deep sea fishing?
Fishing is fishing to me.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what's crazy, and some people don't know. It's a fun fact. I don't eat fish, so my wife tells me I'm crazy because I go out there and I mean obviously sit out in the sun all day. You tend to get a little red, but I go out there sit in the sun all day fishing. Come home red like a lobster, but won't eat any fish.
That is
But
funny.
my
Yeah.
friends and family love going fishing with me
Yeah,
because they
because
know I'm not
they
gonna
get all
keep
the
it.
food.
Yeah,
Yep, yep,
absolutely.
yeah. Well, do you like more freshwater fishing, saltwater fishing? Doesn't matter.
It doesn't fishing is fishing to me.
Yeah. Well, and do you go out by yourself most of the time?
No, I always have somebody
Oh, I
with
was
me.
going to
Yeah,
say, okay,
yeah,
because sometimes that solitude's kind of
yeah.
nice too. Well, what do you think about the market, Nicholas? I mean, are you seeing any differences from when you started? Because you started what, in 17,
Actually, 2019.
2019?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen a little bit of the highs and lows of the
Hmm.
business. What do you think about the market today?
I feel like the market's leveling out. I know a lot of people complain about the interest rate, but I know one thing, just doing research and everything, 6% interest rate is a good interest rate. I know a lot of people kind of used to the 3 and 4% interest rate. Now
For a
that
long
it's up to
time.
6%, but and this is me just doing research, always trying to gain knowledge. Back in the 80s, it was like 11 to fourteen
Yeah,
percent interest.
yeah.
So why? I mean, why come?
It's like, the whole thing is with this market, is um, you know that the rates, what comes up must come down, right?
Absolutely.
So I've been doing this for so long. I've said it many times. I mean, this is a business where it has cycles, and we're in that cycle now. But if you love the house, if you can afford the payment,
Mm-hmm.
know that you're going to be able to refinance this house in a couple of years because it's going to come back down. And that's why we have the refinance booms that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Is because nobody's going to keep a rate at 6.5 or whatever the rate is when the rates come back down to 4. I mean, they're just
Yeah.
not. So, but are you seeing any differences in the amount of cash deals that you're seeing, or?
Out of town buyers, like people move from California and New York, obviously some of the houses they can have the same house here in New York and
Hmm.
California and it's like double the price.
Right.
So they have a lot of cash buyers, which cash is king.
Uh,
So
well, to you.
well not I'm saying
I'm
not to
just,
me, I'm just saying
yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
general
It
it
helps.
can
It helps for sure.
yeah.
But are you able to market yourself to out of state buyers too? And are you, or do they just see you on Facebook, or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you.
Um what I was gonna say, as far as I know, I want to say something about the interest
Oh
real
yeah, yeah,
quick.
yeah.
I know a lot of people complain about the interest rate and they're talking about, oh, I'm just gonna keep renting and wait for the market to go down, so forth, so forth. But the thing is, you're paying 100% interest when you're renting. You're helping the next man pay his mortgage or her.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
why not? I mean, have
Hmm.
start that generational wealth already.
And I'm telling you, there's so many new products that are coming out now, because of the rates going up.
Hmm.
That there's going to be additional type programs for especially first time buyers that are going to give opportunities. I mean, we've got one right now that it's basically an FHA loan, but they get a second lien
Hmm.
for the down payment.
Gotcha.
So they basically get in it for nothing, and which is a really good product because a lot of people have money for their closing costs, but they don't have the down payment, or they have the down payment but not for closing. So there's a lot of down payment assistance programs out there right now that are, and there's even more coming, like the hometown heroes, like your veteran.
Yep.
Even they don't have to be a first time home buyer, and they can still utilize that hometown heroes program. So there's a lot of things that you'll see in the industry when the market gets a little bit challenged, like it is as far as the inventory and the rates, all those things, that products will come out and make it more affordable, the affordability part better
Absolutely.
for people too. So I don't know about you, but I think from a realtor standpoint, I know you're busy all the time, but from a lending standpoint, we're seeing the phone calls start coming back in.
Hmm.
It's starting to get really active again. So that's a good sign too. I
Yeah.
and I would tell you that I think 90% of my clients are from out of state. I
Hmm.
mean, there's just so much of the people coming from different places right now.
Yeah. I want to salute you and all the other lenders. I look at it kind of like if you use real estate and compare it to the music industry, you have the producers and
Mm-hmm.
everything that's behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So they're the ones that's doing all the leg work and everything that you don't see. I know we're out there face to face showing houses, so
Mm-hmm.
people, it's like we get all of the praise and everything else, but you, Miss Debbie, and the other lenders, y'all the ones that
Well,
really
thank
deserve
you.
the MVP. Y'all do all the hard work. We just do the easy stuff
Well,
or the
I don't
fun
know.
stuff.
I've been doing this a long time, and I don't know if I would want to do your job either. So
Yeah.
I'm happy doing mine, and I'll be happy that you get all the glory for it. But yeah, so that's anything that you find that a lender it can do to help your business. I
Hmm.
mean, is there anything that from the financing side that you would think would be a nice, helpful thing for your buyers or for you personally?
um, I would just say if
Get the rates down.
the rate, not necessarily the rates, but I know I've done it sometimes. Everybody contribute to getting your client into the home by any means necessary.
Mhm.
As far as like helping with the closing costs here
Yep.
and there.
Yep.
So
Well, there's a lot of that happening now too. So, and I know that you're also an investor, right? You're starting to buy houses yourself to invest, or is it?
yeah, yeah. So you can You can say that, yeah.
You have an Airbnb?
Yeah, it's not running, but within a week or two it'll
Yeah.
be up and running.
So, and it's close to the equestrian?
Yeah, Word Christian Center.
So that's going to be really good, nice. So,
Yeah, it's
you picked a good spot.
yeah, 2,500 square foot
Oh,
home sitting
wow.
on 2 acres.
And that is that your first one that
My
you,
first Airbnb,
yeah,
yes.
rental and or rental property?
Yes, ma'am.
Good for you. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're acquiring that empire. You sure are.
Yeah.
Well, anything I can ever do for you, Nicholas, please let me know. And I just think the world of you, and I wish you much, much happiness and success.
Absolutely. You as well.
Thank you. Thanks for coming
All
on.
right. You're welcome.
Bye, guys.